All right, here we are.
Here we are. Cheers.
Cheers.
You're doing this new setup.
Yeah, new setup on the podcast here today.
I enjoyed the old setup.
Yeah, no, it was good. I'm just trying something new. So last week we did half of the James Bond songs, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that turned out really well. We still have a whole other half of Bond songs to do. But
you don't like to do things consecutively.
Well, no, I think you sort of like, you know how like
you need a breather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's like an action star doing a movie, and then they're going to do the sequel, but they do some other films in between. You know, and then it's like, oh wow, he's doing a sequel to.
I like to compare ourselves to like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, right. Cruise did some stuff between.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, did he? I don't even know if he did actually.
I'm sure he did. Didn't he do that Maverick?
I don't think it was between the two.
It was between one of his Mission Impossibles.
Oh, if we do all the Mission Impossibles.
Of course.
Yeah. All the yeah, exactly. Cruise and the Mission Impossibles.
There you go.
That's us.
I'm sure a lot of people too. You're right. Dan likes to be right.
More than you?
Yeah. Do you think that's wrong? He wants to be right.
Who likes to be right more? I mean, I like to be right.
Mm-hmm. You usually are right. It's the problem with me, because I think I'm right and I'm super sure I'm right, and then I'm wrong.
Yeah, like the water bottle cover today.
Yeah.
We went on our long bike ride, and we carry our 2 water bottles, which are hydro flasks.
Yes.
With the proper screw top.
Listen.
No, you really have to screw those all the way down.
Which I did. And he thinks I did.
Well, one of them just fell off mid-ride.
I lost the lid. But it really, I sat there. Standing at the counter, turning them on. And you know, there's a point at which they can't go down any further. That's how much I did it.
On one of them.
On both of them.
So hold on.
So he thinks he's right because it fell on. I'm sure there's a circumstance.
So we're riding, and through the bumps, the top starts to unscrew.
Maybe my knee hit it or something. I don't know what happened. Something happened. Maybe you had a sip. I think you had a sip on the patio, and then just maybe you didn't even put the lid back on.
I don't take the lid off to take a sip, though. That's why they have this. That's why it has the little spout.
Oh.
Anyway, someone's out there with a hydro flask top, refashioning it into something.
Big whoop. No, lucky them.
They're like screwing it into like a tall boy of Budweiser or something, and like you know, who knows? Put some good use to it.
I'm sure.
All right.
Okay, let's
Shall we jump in?
Yeah.
Here, let me read you a little paragraph here to get us started.
Okay, I can't wait.
Little history. He's a Rebel. The Crystals single, the band is the Crystals. It reached #1 in November of 1962, but it wasn't really a Crystals song. The Crystals didn't sing on it. Instead, Darlene Love and her group, The Blossoms, sang the song. But producer Phil Spector decided the song would sell better if it was marketed as a Crystals single, and he had to get it out quickly before a competing version hit the market, so he just released He's a Rebel under the Crystals name. The Crystals themselves, on tour during the song's recording, didn't know anything about it until they heard it on the radio. In other words, He's a Rebel is a complete act of pop music fraud. One that, in this case, was committed by a guy who would later become an actual murderer, Phil Spector. But nobody holds the shady-ass backstory of He's a Rebel against the song. Most of us consider it a classic pop single, fraud or no fraud.
And also, no one holds accountable the person who perpetrated it.
This kind of thing used to be fairly common music business practice. It was sketchy, and it caused plenty of angst for performers, but it kept happening. Which takes us to today's topic. We decided we would talk about Milli Vanilli. And, yeah. Milli Vanilli. We watched a really good documentary.
I was just going to say, we should preface this whole thing with that documentary.
Yeah, we watched-
Everyone should watch that.
It's a great documentary from a few years ago. It's made with one of the singers in Milli Vanilli. One of them's deceased.
Rob,
but
right? What's his name?
Fab.
Fab.
Rob is dead.
Right.
So he's in it. So one of them is in it, and it's a really great look at them. Very sympathetic, but it's not.
But also really clear-eyed. Like,
it's very clear-eyed
because it's not like, you know, they did get a little big for their britches. You know?
Yes, they did.
Like their riders and stuff like that. Which, I mean, you know, when everyone's catering to you, I'm sure this happens where you just think, you know, you get Trump syndrome or whatever.
Well, before we get into the particulars and the music, let's go back to 89, 90.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember liking Milli Vanilli? Was Milli Vanilli a group that you actually liked? Because I loved Milli Vanilli.
I did too.
I was like 13. I mean, they were right in my like adolescent pop music wheelhouse.
But the thing was, so I mean, yeah, I remember. So that's MTV. Because their aesthetic. I mean, obviously, you know,
extremely good looking.
Yeah,
yeah.
They were models.
They were models. Yeah,
they were super good looking. But to me, it was their style. I know it's ridiculous, right? Their style. When you look at it, it's like these bike shorts. But they had
and
like
Dan is in bike shorts.
This point of view it was like laughable. But like I'm always subscribed to the idea of like, even bad style is better than, I mean, I was telling you today on the bike ride when we rode by that group of people. It's like, rather have even bad style than no style. Like apathy is just so much worse than like.
But to be clear, one of the people we saw today like was wearing a pair of pants that apparently was like half of it was missing.
No, those were constructed. They had like a clear scrim of fabric that showed their butt.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was looking at just pure butt cheek.
Yeah, I know, but that's because it had a sheer piece of fabric sewn into the denim.
I didn't.
No, I checked that out.
Okay, thank you. I did not. I caught a glimpse and looked at it.
Well, that's good of you, babe.
Okay.
But
Anyway, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's like I just think that they had it all in the way. Like they had style. They had this super catchy song, right?
Oh, their songs are really catchy.
Like. Just the hook and everything was like so good about the song. And then on top of it, they were just like these, well, it was the dances too, right?
Dancing,
like,
fashion.
Everyone was trying to do that
tunes.
Weird little kicky dance and shit.
Yeah, and there was something exotic about them because even if you didn't know, if you hadn't heard their speaking voices, they were black, they're from Europe. There was just something interesting about them
too.
And
like,
braids.
I have to say the braids was quite like, wow, this is like very, you know, I mean, it was cool. Like, this is such a cool look. Just, I don't know. They had style. There was style.
So today on the show, we're going to talk about Milli Vanilli, whose one album produced 3 #1 hits and a couple of minor hits. So it was a huge album. I think it sold something like 6 or 7, 8 million copies.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
It was a huge hit. We're going to talk about Milli Vanilli, their music, their rise and downfall. And yeah, stick around. I think this is going to be a great one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're back.
Yep. Hi.
Hello. Milli Vanilli. First of all, what?
How did they come up with
that
name?
I think they said in the documentary it had some really silly origin. But Milli Vanilli was a pop duo from Munich, Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Comprised of Fab Morvan and Rob Pilatus. Rob and Fab.
Who both had really sad origin stories.
Yeah, they did. The duo was founded in 1988 by producer Frank Farian.
Total.
The villain of the story, enter villain. We talked about Bond villains last week.
Yeah.
Right? Frank Farian. Right up that alley.
He's like mustache twirling redhead.
So the group combined pop, rap, R&B, disco, and dance music, and a lot of just sort of like late 80s pop schlop. So the producer hired Brad Howell, John Davis, and Charles Shaw, along with a host of women, to sing on the records and had Rob and Fab dance and lip sync the performances. Milli Vanilli's debut album, All or Nothing, was released in Europe in 1988 and repackaged in the US as Girl You Know It's True, spending 8 weeks at #1, producing 3 #1 singles, making Milli Vanilli one of the most popular acts of the year. And in 1990, they won 3 Grammy Awards, including Best New Artist.
So the best new artist thing was like, I just remember that so clearly. Also, like what's weird is like in the documentary, you know, they talk about when they came over to the US, like I guess every European like producer has their affiliate here, or was it on like whatever Virgin or whatever Capital?
Arista.
Okay.
Clive Davis.
Clive Davis was here, right? So like everyone in this documentary, you know, you just have the sense that everyone knew.
Absolutely. Oh, this is one of the most interesting things of the story is like, it's we're talking about Little Emperor's Has No Clothes kind of thing, where a lot of people are staring at it and it's like really obvious, but they either see a financial benefit in going along with it, or they're just sort of like, well, I guess this is what it is.
Well, because like, Rob and Fab could not hardly speak English.
Yeah, so this is okay. So let me cut to this is a good time to start.
And wasn't it the guys who actually sang it were Americans?
They're Americans.
Yeah, so like
living in Germany. So this from a critic. In retrospect, it's remarkable that anyone ever bought the Milli Vanilli gimmick. Rob and Fab, the 2 gorgeous European models who were presented to the world as Milli Vanilli, had thick accents, and their voices sounded nothing like the voices on their hits. With all the long spoken passages on the record, nobody even worked especially hard to maintain the fiction.
Yeah, like Fab had the French accent, and Rob had
German,
super strong German. And then when people ask them questions, it's almost like they don't even understand a question someone's asking them. You know, I mean, it was so apparent that and the way in which the English is spoken it's so native,
right?
You know,
yeah, absolutely.
In the album,
yeah.
So it's just so interesting. Like this guy is making such a good point. So again, like they knew, and even remember they talked to all those executives, and the one guy's like, "Oh yeah, we all knew." The one guy that admitted, the guy that seemed very mafioso.
Yeah. Oh right, exactly. Yeah. So another critic says, when the whole Milli Vanilli enterprise fell apart, the music business really only had itself to blame. In the months before the grand revelation of the Milli Vanilli deception, the German producer Frank Farian's project seemed to be one of 1989's great success stories. Girl You Know It's True, the repackaged version of their European album, had sold 6 million records, and 3 singles went to #1. But in telling the story, this guy, Frank Farian, is quite clearly the villain. He trapped Rob and Fab in goofy contracts, forced them to keep his secret, and refused to let them sing on records, something that they very much wanted to do. But Farian is also the singular creative force behind Milli Vanilli, and as a producer, he knew what he was doing.
I know. You have to give him credit for like the catchiness of the song,
absolutely,
the music, knowing these guys are hot. That's a good example, babe, your crystals thing, because like I don't know, are the Crystals a really good looking band?
yeah, I don't know,
because like I was thinking about that, like Rob and Fab they always wanted to sing, like they're always asking, can we sing? They were really. It was sort of sad because they really wanted to do something. And once they had this level of fame, like someone should have given them the chance.
Yeah.
You know? And everyone's like, no, we've got this thing.
So interestingly enough, the European album is the one that's available now. The American label pulled, you can't even find it anywhere anymore.
Really?
Yes. If you go like on Spotify, what you hear is
the one that they said is not good enough.
The European All or Nothing album. What's so interesting is that the Americans at Arista, the major label that Clive Davis is head of, they're seeing like money bags when they hear Rob and Fab. They see pictures of Rob and Fab and they hear them. But
Well, also
It's-
it's rolling. That it's like everyone's buying the album.
People
That's
are-
when people buy albums.
so they haven't released the American version yet. They want them to re-record a few things, right? But they can't get them to come over and do it. And this is when they first are like, it's clear in the documentary that they understand right away something is up here, because they can't get these two to come to America and record the album. They're like, no, we have to do it here in Germany. No, it's not like, you don't need to send anybody over here. We'll handle it ourselves.
But that has to be the guy.
They
not them.
literally wanted to send people from America over to help them record it, and they were like, no, you can't. And it's so clear that in that moment they're like, something is off here, but
Also,
who cares?
All those women backup singers like knew what was up the whole time.
Yes, because they had to record during the day, and then Rob and Fab recorded at night, and they never overlapped. Rob and Fab recorded because they brought in these other Americans.
They didn't want to do that. They wanted to sing.
Well, this is like the classic thing where, if you're a person with any kind of conscience, when you're holding on to a lie, it just eats at you.
Yeah.
It eats at you. And whether you're a kid who's told a lie at school, or you're an adult telling a lie at work or to your partner, like, it's corrosive and it eats at you. And Rob and Fab, this is one of the things in the documentaries, like they were living in a kind of hell.
Well, and which led to drug use. Like,
yeah. Oh, they're numbing themselves with drugs and alcohol, because on the face of it, they're going on shows and they're dancing and singing and they're selling all these records, and then behind the scenes they're just falling apart because they are trying to hold this lie together.
But you have to believe, like, this is not explicitly said in the documentary, but you have to believe that behind the scenes, I bet everyone's like, you better fucking keep it together. You better hold the line. You've got to do this performance. You've got to pull this off. You've got to, all these things, because how many people are they supporting in that moment? Like when you think, I'm thinking of Britney Spears and like when she's falling apart, and you're supporting, like, so many people are on your payroll,
Yeah. I feel like in 2026, this story falls apart in like the matter of like a week. But at that time, it took a while. I mean, people, like, literally, the guy who does the rapping on the album came out and said, I'm actually the guy. And then there's the lip syncing scandal where the track
broke, and they were
they're on
at
stage
a concert
in Connecticut.
Yeah,
and it
kept
skips.
repeating the line, and so everyone knew they were lip syncing.
But it still goes on and on.
Yeah.
It's like word was like filtering out, and
but everyone's like, whatever.
yeah. Milli Vanilli has 3 #1 hits, one of which was on the European album, Girl, You Know It's True. 2 songs that went #1 were recorded just for the American album. Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You, their ballad, and my favorite, Blame It on the Rain.
Blame it on the rain. It's the dumbest song, baby.
Blame It on the Rain is a song written by Diane Warren, pretty big hit maker. She wrote this, and Clive Davis asked her to write a song
What else has she
for the
written?
label. Diane Warren, let's see what Diane Warren. Let's see what Diane Warren has.
I like to have a young picture of her. Look at her background, that 80s
2022.
background.
Let's see what songs she's written. Warren has written 9 #1 songs and 33 top 10 songs.
Wow.
If I Could Turn Back Time.
If I could tell.
Look Away by Chicago.
What is
Because
that? Okay.
Because You Loved Me, Celine Dion. How Do I Live, Leanne Rimes, like her biggest song. When I See You Smile, Bad English. I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, Aerosmith.
Wow.
She's been inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
She should be.
Has a star on the Walk of Fame. So she's tapped by Clive Davis to write a song. Originally, this was written for a sibling group called the Jets, but the band didn't record it, so Clive Davis suggested that to Warren it would be a good fit for Milli Vanilli.
The Milli whoever those guys who really sang.
Exactly. Yeah. Brad Howell and whatever. So this was it was on their American debut album, "Girl, You Know It's True." And the song was written in second person, and the protagonist is advising the listener to blame it on the rain and other natural elements after leaving their lover and regretting it. The song topped the charts, becoming Milli Vanilli's third and final single to do so, and went huge in a bunch of other countries as well. I mean, I always love this song. And like the video is so cheesy.
Oh my God.
The fake rain. And
videos are so fun to watch. Like, that's the thing. But also, that was like, I don't know. Did you have any sense of the MTV era?
Not much, because we didn't have MTV.
So I didn't either.
Yeah.
I know you didn't grow up with it in your house. Neither did I. My friend, I've mentioned my friend Jenny Gratzky. I don't know if she's, still alive, but she had it. And so and she was my best friend at the time.
Yeah.
And so I was always at her house.
Mm-hmm.
And she lived miles away. This is I would ride my bike to her house up that hill. You know that hill, off the La Paz exit?
Yeah.
That hill going to Alicia.
Oh, yeah.
I would ride my bike up that hill to her house, because she was just on the other side of that hill. And anyway, so we were obsessed with MTV. I mean, MTV was, I just remember when it came out, I can't explain enough how, I imagine there's somebody who had it in their house, and maybe it wasn't as but we were Send Me an Angel. There's so many songs that are in my head of the video of that. Oh, that's dark. They're walking. It's had all these pagan influences with my Christian upbringing. But it was so visual and appealing to me. I can't explain enough how impactful MTV was.
Fab, who now is 50 or in his mid 50s, looks incredible still.
He looks the same.
In the documentary, amazing.
He looks exactly the same. And also seems like such a sweet, he lives in Holland.
Lives in Holland, yeah.
Which we need to go visit.
And he can sing.
Yeah, who knows?
No, I don't think Rob could sing, but Fab could sing, because even in the early recordings, you hear he could sing. And this is the part that I just don't quite understand. I guess because they're accents, it was weird. You got a guy who's good looking, good dancer, and can sing. It's
can you not
just lip sync this?
Yeah,
why?
Let him be Justin Timberlake, right? This person who's going to break out of the pair.
Yeah,
he broke out of NSYNC and became the star, right?
It's so weird. Because if you go even on Spotify right now, you can find him singing "Blame It on the Rain."
Oh, right.
In 2023, and it's this is actually pretty good.
He has a really good voice.
Surprisingly good.
His own voice, it doesn't sound the same, but it sounds really good.
Exactly. No, exactly. It's different, because clearly he's a different singer. They did try. So after the scandal, they recorded an album in America called Rob and Fab.
But people were too mad.
People were really mad. But here, check out. Where is it?
Why did they rip it apart?
I have the video here.
Because everyone know that Dan does research and I just come in blind.
Yeah, that works. Here it is. Here's Rob and Fab's their attempt at a comeback. So we were just watching their attempt at legitimacy, and when they rebranded themselves as Rob and Fab, an album that sold next to nothing. In October 1992, Rob and Fab made their live singing debut on the Arsenio Hall show.
Arsenio Hall, who is so...
You don't like him.
I hate him.
Yeah, why? What's your Arsenio beef? Again, I've literally never watched the Arsenio Hall show. Okay, well,
he is younger than I am. So Arsenio Hall was this. He was the phoniest person alive. He was. If you would have hated him, if you had been.
He was great in Coming to America.
I love him in Coming to America as Semi.
Semi, yeah.
Yeah,
Who buys the hot tub in the
No, I love him in that as that character role. Like as an actor, he's great. As a talk show host, he's phony. He's ingratiating.
Ingratiating, that's a great word.
He's disgusting. There's nothing about him that is authentic. He has no authenticity. Like, and I feel like, do people not have an authenticity meter? Like, how can you not know? Because I couldn't watch that show. Like, I hated it because I felt like any interview, anything seemed just not real, not true.
Yeah.
And so I never liked him, and he had so many, like, he started this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, people probably to this day love him, but he's still alive, right?
Yeah, he's 70.
I don't know. I just never liked Arsenio Hall. And he ripped on them. He was ruthless.
He was ruthless.
He was ruthless about them. So the fact that he had them on his show was like, to me, he was rooting for them to fail. Like I could see him sitting with like crossed fingers. They've got to fail because he's just so. And these are like, fellow Black artists. Like, don't you want them to win? Don't you want them to make it? Like, come on. Like, I feel like there's this thing about like zero-sum game shit where like as women we have to be competitive with each other, but I would rather that we all rise with the tide kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I hate that. Like, I don't know. Okay.
But as a Black talk show host, Hall was kind of a trailblazer, wasn't he? That's kind of the way I think of him.
Okay, you can think of him that way.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I'm sure you're right, but he, there's something so like, like, I'm your best friend.
Jimmy Fallon. This is Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, I feel the same. I don't like Jimmy Fallon.
He's the fucking worst.
He's gross. Well, that was Arsenio Hall.
Oh, okay. There you go.
If that gives you an idea.
Well, that would be.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Like,
Yeah,
I cannot stand
Fallon's
Jimmy Fallon either. Like, he's so, yeah, you're great. Like, he's.
Oh, no, he's horrible.
I never will be popular. He's super talented in everything, but he doesn't believe in his own self. So he like panders. Arsenio Hall panders.
Okay. Well, Rob and Fab made their debut on the show. Sounds like it was whatever, but they released their album that year, and let's see, Rolling Stone gave it 2 out of 4 stars. It sold 2,000 copies and bankrupted the company that produced it. 2,000.
That's really
hard.
Rough.
That's hard. You think out of just pure curiosity, it would have sold more.
People are like this.
Yeah, they were.
Like,
they were.
Fuck
that was it.
You.
That's what it is. Following. Yeah, go ahead.
All I want to say is people felt like vitriol towards these artists that did something against their own nature and that they were blamed for. It's like they took all the blame for something that someone else made them do.
Yeah, and I think they were lured into the idea that one day they would be able to sing, and so they're told to lip sync, and then the train leaves the station, and it's like, okay, I guess we're on it, and just now they didn't always do themselves a ton of favors. For example, after all of Milli Vanilli's success, Rob and Fab had also come to think of themselves as stars, and that wasn't helping anything. In a Time magazine profile that ran in March of 1990, Rob talked a whole lot of shit on his pop chart elders. Quote, musically, we're more talented than any Bob Dylan. Musically, we're more talented than Paul McCartney.
This sounds like cocaine.
Mick Jagger. His lines are not clear. He don't know how he should produce a sound. I'm the new modern rock and roll. I'm the new Elvis.
Yeah, Fab would never say that. Like Rob was.
Yeah, Rob was. There was something with Rob.
He had, but also his upbringing. You know, he had such a rough, he was left he grew up in an orphanage in
Yeah.
Germany.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted him. When he was finally adopted, the people, he already had another family. The sister was in the documentary. Like, you just had the sense that that his parents that adopted him were super strict. He would do anything to be loved, and then he thought he was loved, and then, like, it was all like a facade.
Yeah. Yeah, he's dealing with personal demons that I think he thought fame could fix, but he was feeling the weight of the lie as well. And when it all fell apart, so did he.
And hatred, the hatred directed at those two
Poof.
was insane. So, like,
Yeah,
Monica Lewinsky level thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
right?
right.
Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
poor Monica too. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
God, this shit. Everyone that, hi, Clinton, you know, you should be.
That's actually a good comp because the Clinton, like any sexual harassment, it's
Yeah.
about the power dynamic.
Yeah.
And that's with Milli Vanilli. You know, people might think that the artists have the power, but they don't.
Yeah. Bill Clinton was the person who allowed this to happen. This poor
right.
20, was she 20 even?
I don't remember how old she
Like,
was, but
she
yeah.
was 19 or 20. Like, God, what a dumb shit I was then. Like, you don't have any idea, and you have no experience of your life and everything. And these guys were that young. They were very young, and they were like, one was an orphan, one was escaping a horrible home life, like escape from France to Germany,
Right.
and living on the street, and
Right.
you
Exactly.
know,
Yeah.
I mean, it was like they were not.
But also but also when you're an artist, for the most part, you're at the beck and call of the label. They
Yes.
have the money.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do, and often they get you in contracts. Like they certainly
had a
Rob and Fab, horrible
they-
contract. So yeah, you don't have the power, and so people take their anger out on you. People like burning their Milli Vanilli albums and just generally being so upset that they were fakes. But it's like, yeah, but how were they able to be fakes? they didn't do this on their own. In fact, it wasn't even like mostly them.
Yeah, someone created a facade for you to appreciate.
Yeah. Following the scandal, Milli Vanilli became the butt of jokes. Rob and Fab assumed they would receive offers from other record companies, but none came. Rob said, "One day you're rich and famous and you have all these friends, and the next day everything is destroyed and you're all alone." He took a job teaching French at a school, performed at small venues, and hosted a show on the LA radio station KIIS.
Kiss FM?
Oh, that's Fab, sorry. Yeah, Kiss FM.
Yeah, because I can't. Yeah, Kiss FM is
That was
to this day, a huge
Fab.
station.
And Rob fell into addiction. In 1996, he assaulted 2 people and broke into a car. He was sentenced to a few months in jail in a treatment center. He made several suicide attempts, and then everything just went downhill. Grand theft, felony,
But finally,
forgery,
like,
and then,
achieved his suicidal goal.
and then eventually.
And the person who found him was like the producers. What was she?
Oh yeah, there's just, the thing with this story is it's like there's just so many people who
Manipulated.
Yeah, manipulated,
Like,
and then in retrospect try to explain their own way out of it. The American producers, this German woman who was like Farian's girlfriend or whatever she was, and it's like you manipulated them, you took advantage of them, and then tried to slip away unscathed. And for the most part, it seems like you did. Their big year is 1989. They have 3 number ones.
insane.
Girl, You Know It's True, Blame It on the Rain, Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You. And they also had, Don't Forget My Number, like lesser
Baby,
hits.
Don't forget. My
Where do you think their 3 number ones ended up for the year? Doesn't matter.
Girl, You Know It's True. I'm gonna say that was huge. So I'm gonna say number 2, and Blame It on the Rain. I don't know, 9.
Okay, Girl, You Know It's True was
Mhm.
number 8 for the year.
Oh, 8. Okay, I was saying 2.
Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You was number 16 for the year.
I didn't even say that one.
Blame It on the Rain was 21 for the
I
year.
said 11.
Don't Forget My Number was 28 for the year.
Wow.
Yeah. So they have 4 in the top 30 for 1989. Look Away by Chicago topped the charts that year.
Oh, what else?
Followed by My Prerogative by Bobby Brown.
Okay.
Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Wow, what
Poison.
a disparate group of songs.
Straight Up, Paula Abdul, and Miss You Much, Janet Jackson.
Miss You Much.
I love that song.
That's very much how.
Yeah, Miss You Much.
Was how that.
Yes, the Robin Fab song. Totally.
No.
Total ripoff of Janet Jackson.
Wait, so this is 1989. When did the controversy break?
90.
1 year later.
Yeah, it happens so quickly.
The next year.
It happens so quickly. And the documentary pointed out that for them, like, even though the story was already out because of the singers, the true singers in Germany had said it, there was the skipping track in the Connecticut concert. Like, it was like obvious to people, but the tipping point is they win the Grammy.
As Best New Artist of the Year when there's so much amazing competition.
Yeah, Nana Cherry, Tone Loc, can't remember who else. But that once they won, the scrutiny suddenly was like, wait a second, what the fuck?
Wait, so who ends up getting, because I remember they took back their Grammy.
No, they did take it back.
Who got it then?
That's a good question, actually. Let's see.
Oh.
The Grammy Award for Best New Artist was originally awarded to Milli Vanilli, but the award was revoked by the National Academy on December 19th, 1990, after the admission by band members that they did not sing. The award has since been declared vacant.
What? It doesn't go to the next person?
As of 2025, as of now, this is the only occasion that a Grammy Award has been revoked. And they didn't give it to anybody.
What the fuck? They should have given it to, wait, who was up for that award? Nina Cherry.
Cherry, I love it.
Indigo Girls.
Oh, Indigo Girls.
Soul to Soul.
Soul to Soul, okay.
And Tone Loc.
And Tone Loc.
Come on.
Yeah, so
I guess you can't like.
So that's so interesting though, but it was very quick. I mean, it was only about 7 months later or 8 months later they revoked it. So why wouldn't you just go to the second place?
Well, is there a second place? It's like first or nothing.
But I mean, the award is the result of a vote tally, right? So like members of the Academy vote.
Yeah.
So there must have been a number, right?
Why not a vote tally?
So why not just go, well, they're fake.
Oh, we don't keep
they're
the vote
fake,
tally.
so Indigo Girls or Soul to Soul gets it. Like, I wonder why they didn't do that. Maybe because they didn't know what to do. They were like, shit, this is the only time this has ever happened. What do we do?
God.
But what a cool year though for nominees. I mean, in terms of like the diversity of the nominees, like Soul to Soul, Tone Loc,
really different, like
Indigo Girls, who are just
yeah,
freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, just such an interesting mix.
They're all so good, and then the band the band that won is like
and that was the thing. I think people were like, because I think in the documentary at least makes it sound like nobody thought they were gonna win. They're like, they were even nominated, and then they win, and they performed too. Didn't they perform that night?
They did.
And people are just like, what the fuck?
They're fine with the performance and stuff,
right?
But also like, God, the talent that they were up against, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane because the level of work that goes into achievement. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it. I think that's what it was. It's like
they worked hard too. I'm not saying they didn't work hard. It's like they didn't like to perform. They're dancing and they're every night. They're working as hard as because other people had somebody who wrote your song for you.
Sure.
You know that, and you have producers. Like other people have all the same things. You just actually performed it. Right. These guys then fake performed it every night of their lives, you know?
Yeah, so I guess there's the artist that there's a whole scale.
Also there's like Nina Cherry, I think she writes all her own music. And like there's levels.
You write, produce, record, you write and record, you just record, And just keep going down that scale.
Yeah.
Just keep going. You find Milli Vanilli. We lip sync and dance, and that's like a bridge too far. It's like you cannot be an acclaimed artist, because you're not actually doing the thing.
So you probably wouldn't even know this, what I'm going to bring up right now, but like, do you remember like Jessica Simpson and like when? Do you know?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so she was in a reality show for a while, and she was a
Nick
talk-
Lachey.
and all that shit, right? When she had a sister, Ashley Simpson.
Yeah.
Well, her sister performed as lip syncing on Saturday Night Live. Do you remember that?
I don't remember this.
Oh my God, it was such a scandal. But I think only because of this Milli Vanilli thing, even though I know it was later and everything, I think it just made people think you're fake and you're stupid, and like they hated her and she was like so young, and it's like nothing, like she couldn't compete with her sister.
Yeah, let's look at Ashley Simpson. This is good. I'm glad you brought this up.
Okay.
On October 23rd, oh, by the way, she sold 5 million copies of her album, Ashley Simpson.
Which is respectable.
Respectable?
At least.
That's a
right?
that's
it's amazing.
That's a huge, 5 million.
Right.
On October 23rd, 2004, Simpson appeared as a musical guest on an episode of Saturday Night Live to promote her album.
Mm-hmm.
After suffering from what Simpson said was a vocal cord inflammation,
I think she just
caused by
acid
acid reflux on the day of the live broadcast, she lost her voice and was unable to complete the final rehearsals. She decided to use pre-recorded vocal track as support of the 2 scheduled performances.
Also, like, the thing is, I bet you 1 million people like do that on Saturday Night Live. Like, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I could be wrong. But like, okay, it went wrong, whatever. Own up to it and say, yeah, I lip synced, and I think, but she had this excuse of reflux and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, ugh, gross. That's what I
So it says her
remember.
first performance went smoothly. When the band prepared to play the second song, an incorrectly played vocal track from the previously performed song was mistakenly triggered before Simpson reached the microphone.
Yes.
The vocal track was promptly lowered, but in the meantime, the band synchronized with the notes of that first song to mitigate the
Which
error,
was on
causing
television.
even more confusion. Yes, live.
Yes.
Simpson initially reacted with a brief little jig, like probably to try to diffuse the tension.
Yes.
After 30 seconds left the stage, the band continued playing, prompting the production to initiate a commercial break.
Which probably pissed the hell out of Lorne Michaels, because here's a person who just like fucking.
Oh my God.
couldn't
Simpson
even face
reappeared during the closing credits with the evening's host Jude Law saying, "My band started playing the wrong song and I didn't know what to do, so I thought I'd do a hoedown. I'm sorry, this is live TV. These things happen."
No, girl.
The incident triggered a strong backlash from
Yes.
the audience and media,
Everyone
and Simpson was
hated her.
criticized for
Yes.
lip syncing.
Yeah. It was so terrible. It was such a thing. Anyway, I think that the lip syncing from Milli Vanilli, what year was this?
2004.
I know
About-
it's much later,
Yeah.
but I think that there's something like we hate it if you
Yeah.
do that.
Oh yeah, it's
There was
yeah.
nothing, no one ever admitted to that was a thing. Everything was so re-recorded in the 60s and 70s, and then like now we have to like sing things live if we're saying we're going to sing things live, and we're all like holding hands and saying that that's what's happening, but that wasn't always happening.
Yeah.
But in this case, like this girl making all this excuses, like I remember thinking that girl is full of shit. I remember being at work just thinking, ugh, why is she even like making this shit up? Like it was,
Yeah.
I just, that's why I brought it up today, because I just remember thinking she's so full of shit. That's not true.
Yeah. Well, this from Billboard, the 10 most infamous lip sync incidents.
Okay.
So let's see what we got here. According to Billboard, let's see. You've got Michael Jackson doing Billie Jean at the Motown 25 celebration.
Never heard of that.
Now, Whitney Houston, her famous Star Spangled Banner performance at the Super Bowl, I have heard this before, that it was not live.
Oh, I didn't
It's
know
like
that.
the most famous, like, it's this incredible performance, but I have heard that before. Is that actually true? That was
I didn't
that
know
was
that.
huh. New Kids on the Block, general allegations that they just generally weren't singing in their concerts.
Okay.
Red Hot Chili Peppers at a Super Bowl.
Oh, Super Bowl, sure. Let's.
Yeah, because you get out there. Beyonce at a Super Bowl. A lot of like
Okay.
Super Bowl things where
Yeah.
maybe it's just too. Hold on. Mariah Carey, Emotions We Belong Together at Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve in 2016.
I love that there's these things.
An in-ear monitor malfunction heard around the world will undoubtedly be remembered for many ball drops to come, with Mariah's ad-libbed, lip-synced, self-narrated debacle proving an instantly iconic moment in television history.
But the thing is, we all know she has an amazing voice.
Yeah,
you know what
she
I mean?
does.
So it's kind of like you get
And
cut slack.
number 2, Ashley Simpson. Number 1, Milli Vanilli. So there you go. Ashley Simpson is like...
Wow, okay, that's cool. You always find these things that justify my memory. Like, my memory is just like the Milli Vanilli is the worst. God, when that Ashley Simpson thing happened, it was so like on the tails of Milli Vanilli, but it's so much later. But I just like, I remember like conflating the two. That's what my brain does.
Yeah. All right. Well, so unfortunately, Rob, Fab said later that Rob became addicted to the fame and couldn't live without it. But in the documentary, I mean, Fab seems to be doing pretty well. He's married to some like
4 kids.
Dutch model. They have 4 kids. And he's singing. He's out there singing Milli Vanilli
and he
songs.
Seems like such a cute, present father.
Yeah.
Like in the thing, he's like holding all the kids and making the fit. I know you can make a video or whatever look like that, but there was some kind of, I don't know, authenticity about it because the way in which the kids interact with him, like kids, and then the wife, when they interview her, she's like, what? It's like she loves him, not what he was.
Yeah. Which is an interesting way for someone like that to kind of come around at the end of, like, you're part of this completely fabricated thing, right? And now here you are 30 years later, and you're just kind of doing it. Like now you've got all the real things, a family, and you're really singing to crowds that want to hear Milli Vanilli. They want to hear him sing Milli Vanilli songs, even though it wasn't his voice. And it's kind of an interesting, cool way to bring it back around.
I know. Good for you,
Good Fab.
We wish you well, and you seem like really cute.
Yeah, and you still look really
like a
good.
good
So
father,
good job,
and
buddy,
you look
Fab.
exactly the same. I'm sure you're going to hear us and like listen to our pod.
Absolutely. Love you.
Love you.